And welcome back to Zanpakuto Creation Series. Let's change up from what we actually had today. I initially had someone's suggestion ready, but I realized I couldn't do that suggestion. So, just so you know, real life people, I really can't, except for myself, I really can't do a video on, at least something like this, because I have to create a Zanpakuto based on the personality and the concept and like the belief systems of people. And I'm not going to do that on real life figures because A, I didn't know them personally. B, I only have so much to go off of with their personality and like their personal beliefs. And we don't even know if those were their real beliefs or not. So I'm not going to be doing any real life people. I'm also not going to be doing, someone gave me Mark as a suggestion. I'm not going to be doing Mark because I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he probably won't mind. I just don't think I would do it. But regardless, this one will just come from my own personal list, and then we'll get back into the actual suggestions again. So this one is Bakugo from My Hero Academia. What is his Zanpakuto? Now, I feel like this one actually, it's again one of those things where his abilities, like his actual quirk, does probably mesh well, especially when you see his personality mesh well with what we see of him as a character. So Bakugo would definitely have a Keto type. I think it's a foregone conclusion here. It would also be a standard katana. Its release, not surprisingly, would be explode. Now the name that I like is Raging Bear, which translates to Akiryu Akuma. Explode Akiryu Akuma! Or not Akuma, but Akiryu Akuma! There you go, Akiryu Akuma. Its Bangai would be Akiryu Akuma no Inferno Ma, which is Raging Bear Inferno Maw. Or the maw of a bear, like mawing. And obviously it's, not surprisingly, its spirit would be a flaming bear. Now, the form the Shikai would take, though, would be something more akin to what Rose's Bankai is. Rose's Shikai is. Rose's Shikai takes the form of a golden whip with a flower at the end that uses sound-based attacks. Something similar to that, however, the whip is different in the sense that it has points of contact all over it. I mean, like literal points, pointed edges. Like think the flower, but it's kind of like going down. That's the entire whip. Like it's all just points and stuff and multiple angles. And the Shikai's basic ability would just be itself. Whenever the whip makes a point of contact at any part, it will explode, and the explosion. The harder the strike, the more powerful the explosion. It's basically an exploding whip. This actually, I think, lends itself pretty well to Bakugo's style because he's actually a very versatile and intelligent fighter, and he can hit multiple points of contact at once when he needs to. So you get the explosive power of his quirk, of his personality in there, but you still get the finesse that as an intelligent mind like his brings. The Bankai, though, is, I think, something more akin to, and this is weird to say, Zenbonzakura Kageyoshi. And what I mean by that is the Shikai separates. It separates into, all the segments that make up the whip, plus probably more. So there's maybe like hundreds of segments all around Bakugo. But unlike the Zenbonzakura, which is just a massive flood of flower petal blades, the Shikai for Bakugo is more just every time it makes contact, it explodes. But now he can literally remotely control these, just like Zenbonzakura. So he can literally high speed these, and with such friction, he's literally blowing up the entirety of this area, entirety of like a valley or something like that. He can literally just wrap himself in an explosion and just continually make that happen, all while being protected by it. Or if he needs to, he can combine all of them into one like massive explosion. Or, he can be subtle and just suddenly just start hitting someone like a la Obi-Wan style, just one at a time, just boom, boom, and just explosion. And then, or wrap someone up in an recreate the whip as a much larger whip, create constructs with it. It's all up to the imagination what he would do with this Bankai. So I don't think you're going to get millions upon millions of exploding blades or segments, but hundreds upon maybe thousands. It's maybe like 1,000. It's like an explosion version of the Byakuga's Shikai, just the more bigger segments, which makes it clearly more powerful than the Shikai, no doubt. Then yeah, I think that would be, and arguably could keep up with his Bankai. Well, his pre-1,000-year Blood War Shikai, anyway. And probably keep on his Bankai because of the explosion factor. But and I say that there isn't as many as Zenbone Sakura. A, because I don't want to make it just a rip off of Zenbone Sakura, but B, because A, they're larger pieces, and B, they have that secondary ability like exploding. Yeah, so the only weakness I would see with this Shikai is that the Shikai, or Zanpakuto really, is the fact that he's got to be aware of where everything is. And the Shikai would have a limit in terms of length, and its only strength, its strength is reliant on Bakugo's ability to swing it. So yeah, that would really be the only downsides to this. It's a mid-range weapon to becoming a ranged weapon in Bankai. And it's something I think would really fit up Bakugo's alley. Explosive, destructive, but with so much unique finesse to it if needed, that would pose as a really good Zanpakuto for someone like him. So that's my thoughts on the Zanpakuto. But let me know if you would feel different, and if you do, what do you think a Zanpakuto would be like? Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know, we'll do a review of it at some point. I'll hit that bell if you want to be notified. I'll see you next time.